You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet together for your amusement. This is episode number 124, posted November 2017. Rat Sandwich.
So can I like close with these rats? 1, 2, 3.
Remember,
4?
it's 10-foot squares.
I know.
That's
I've
right.
moved 40 feet a turn.
So the rats are ignoring you because now, as you're closer, you notice that they are feasting upon corpses.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
What kind
nice.
of corpses?
Well,
Yeah, I'll take
Law
a
is all by
roll.
himself.
I'll take a roll to see what kind of corpses, if I can tell. 21.
You see 3 human corpses reduced to little more than bloody bone and sinew.
Artisanal farm-to-table corpses.
They are sprawled in the room's center, with 2 oversized rats, well, we'll say 3 because I put it on the map, root amongst the bodies, stopping to chew flesh they pulled free.
Any way of
Scuttling
determining how
noises.
long they've been dead?
Come from the narrow crevices in the walls, not from standing there, and it's very difficult because you could see, it's hard to tell what kind of the natural decay is versus what they've been eaten away by rats.
Rat eating.
Can I tell what kind of corpses they were? Do I need to roll a medicine check? Or
They are
something for
human.
that?
They were
definitely
human.
Okay.
We determined that.
Well, screw this then.
Yeah, let's I'm almost gonna try to shoo the rats away. Shoo, go on.
Do you want me
Leave.
to? Do you want me to magic the rats away?
Amlal actually takes off one of his shoes and
I
waves it at the rats.
only had one shoe to start with. It's fine.
You're the one to do that.
So you're entering the room to shoo them away, I assume?
I guess I'm getting to like. Yeah, hell, I'm entering the room. Sure, why not?
All right, and then you, as soon as you get close to the rats, they attack you.
Ah, boy.
Mhm. Of course.
Shocking.
And
I was
They're
really
not
hoping
shocking.
this would be the time I make friends with the rats.
what is your armor class?
Maybe next time.
That's not correct.
It's a
Hold
personal
on.
question.
Sorry, it's 16.
Okay, so let's see. What do rats have? Okay.
Tails.
So as you enter, you only saw 3 rats, but coming out of the crevices, 2 more join, so there are a total of 5 rats. Currently, there are now 4 of them are biting you, Umlal.
Just got rats all over.
You are just covered in rats.
Is easy because you're beautiful.
And they sink their little rat teeth
Toot-and-toot-and-toot-oo.
into you, and they do some damage.
Wait, they all get on 16 AC? Man.
Yeah, these rats, they've been training for this day.
They've been sharpening their teeth
That's
on
right.
human bones.
You get 8 points of damage
Okay.
from little rats, and I guess we're gonna fight rats now. So everybody, roll initiative.
Hooray.
What are we, level 1?
Well, these are giant rats. Level 1
level 2.
characters would be fighting rats.
I mean, look, this is Dungeons and Dragons. If you can't appreciate fighting rats in a sewer, play a different game.
That's
This
right.
tunnel isn't a sewer, though, is it?
It's sewer adjacent.
Well, it's adjacent to a
Guess
privy.
you're right.
Wow. When you're our party, everything looks like a sewer.
That's right.
Well,
Hey,
folks,
When you're us, every
I know
sewer
this
is a
looks
party.
dire, but I'm pretty sure with love we'll find a way. Just give it time.
I'll find a way. All right, Shara.
Shara.
You are, where are you? There you are. So you're a goodly amount away. Ublal says, "We go scare rats away." Walks into the room and shrieks, "The rats are all over me!"
He just
Sounds
comes
about
out
right.
and he's like wearing armor that's basically made of rats now.
Classic Umlaw.
This could have gone better!
There's no way this could have been predicted.
Shoe trick always worked before.
Just wearing a jacket of rats. It's a Tuesday here on Dark Sun.
Not shoo away!
The one place they're not hanging off of him is the shoe he's holding out in front of him.
Just to check, I did offer to use magic to kill all the rats. I said that, right? Like, I didn't
Totally
just
did.
think that. All right. Yep, just want to
Well,
verify.
actually, you didn't say you were going to kill them. You just said to get rid of
Shoot them away.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to magic missile all of the rats.
Ah.
Just send them to a farm upstate. Oh my god, there's a lot of rats.
Yeah.
So Shara, you see
Okay.
Ublal covered in rats.
Let's, initiate self-destruct sequence.
Authorization code required.
Okay, so I'm going to sneak attack. So, all right. I got a natural 20.
That rat is dead.
Whoa.
Okay.
What are you using, like crossbow or
Crossbow,
what?
yeah.
All right, so Umlal, there was a rat on your neck, and it is a bolt goes through it, and now it is pinned to the wall behind you.
Whew.
Amlal gives Shara a thumbs up. And there's a rat hanging off the thumb.
Yes, and
great.
that rat
Keep it
hanging
out
off
there.
your
Keep it out there. I'll
thumb
shoot that one off.
sinks its teeth into you. 3 more rat. Well, the same 3. There are 4 rats on you, Umlal. 3 of them bite you. 1 rolls a natural 20, so that's a good.
How
rat.
much damage did I take?
You
total?
take? Let's see. That's what is that?
Guys, remember that time Dan got his character killed by 4 rats?
You take 18 points of damage.
All right, I'm going to use
Wow.
my Stone's Endurance to reduce that damage. So I do a D12 plus my Con modifier, which is 4. So I
Oh.
reduce that by 13. So
Well,
that's
then-
5 points of damage.
Hooray!
To 48. 47. I can only do that once. So I should probably get these rats off me.
Rats. Ketchka, it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yes, you notice Umlal does some sort of meditative breathing. He censors his chakra and has resisted some rat damage.
This is exciting. All right. So I'm going to have to run down the corridor because this is a long corridor, isn't it?
10-foot squares.
10-foot squares. So I can only get in like 3.5 squares forward here. Crap. I should have been closer in. So I've got a 60-foot range on a lot of my spells. Can I hit spot amongst the rats from where I'm at?
Yes. Well, they're all covering Umlal. It's basically like a swarm. But what are you trying to do?
Oh, they're not actually where they are on the map, is what you're
No,
telling me.
I just don't want to stack them all up. But
They're hanging on Umlal. Ah, crap. Well,
Maybe you should insult these rats, Steve.
You're resistant to a whole lot of stuff, right, Umal?
you dirty rats.
Not currently, but I will be as soon as it's my turn.
Oh, you're not. Crap.
Well, you could just delay and wait for his turn, right?
That
still a thing
might
you
be,
do?
That is a thing.
That might be a good idea, or I could try to put the rats to sleep.
Rats.
You know
And
what, I'm
also
gonna do that.
Umlal.
I suspect you've probably got more hit points than they do, theoretically.
Well, as long as it doesn't get to their turn again.
All right, tell me what you're doing.
You know what? I'm going to hold my turn off until Amla has a chance to go.
Okay, so what's your specific trigger? That's the thing that in D&D now you need to have a specific trigger.
My trigger is when I see Amlal appear to gird his loins,
All right.
such that he might be more resistant to things. Then, actually, first, before that happens, I'm going to throw some bardic inspiration at Amlal.
You cannot split your... So it's either you wait
This is a
or
bonus action.
your bonus action happens on your turn.
So wait a minute. So the trigger starts my turn, right? Then I can
Yes.
make all the actions I
Yep.
need to. Okay.
Mhm.
So the trigger will be when Omlal completes his
Gets
turn.
angry.
Does that
Gets
count?
angry.
Gets angry. And the secret is Omlal's always angry, so your turn's now!
Actually,
really
he seems happier
backfired.
than I've seen him in a long time now that he's covered in rats.
Umlal looks back at Kachko and is like, look, have many pets.
Make friends.
Dan, we're getting very dangerously close to Phil's infringement territory here. I'm just saying, when Alex Lee sues you, I hope I get her autograph.
All right, Carlos,
Yes.
You will. It's just on legal papers.
it is your turn. You are right next to Umlal. He's covered in rats. Well, 4
I'm gonna-
rats, but they're large.
I'm gonna hit some rats. That's what I'm doing
All right,
with my hammer.
hit a rat.
Wait, you're going to hit a rat off me with a hammer?
I am 24 versus AC.
Oh my God.
A rat explodes.
Precision hammering.
Okay,
Nice.
and I'm gonna hit another rat.
You're
then.
in trouble, rat.
22 versus AC.
Another rat explodes.
All right.
So now Umlal is only covered in 2
And he's back
rats.
for more.
Covered in 2
And
rats.
he's covered in 2 rats worth, kind of like rat paste.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's the best kind of paste, I think.
You got to keep those treasure cavities off of your rats by using rat paste on them regularly.
All right, so this introduces an interesting question. So there's 2 rats on me, right?
That's correct.
if I don't, so I was thinking I would rage, but down to 2 rats, I'm not as worried about that. If I don't rage, will Steve lose his turn?
The trigger does not happen, and Steve's turn is lost.
What if I'm just really angry, but like not like raging angry?
Does it cost you anything to rage?
Yeah, I can only do it a certain number of times, and I'm down to, I only have 1 left after that.
All right. Well, I can forego my turn if it looks like things are in hand anyway.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there could be a crap ton more rats in the walls, so there's a question of whether or not this is a risky move on my part too. But I don't know. There seems like there's only 2 rats right now, so might take my rat chances.
Same rat time, same rat chances.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to try to kill one of the rats on me. Is there this? How do I do that with a greatsword? Is that possible?
You do it at disadvantage.
I just try to do I just do some sort of like standard attack and like try to smash a rat into a wall?
I would think that probably make more sense.
If your sword is really great, you can chop a tomato or a tin can with it. It shouldn't matter what size it is.
Just stop, drop,
What
and
is
roll.
If you just do a standard attack and like slam yourself against a wall, you will not be at disadvantage. If you use your greatsword, you're at disadvantage.
Yeah. Is it the same modifier as if I attacked with a weapon?
It would be your strength modifier.
Oh, no proficiency bonus?
No.
Okay. I
You're
will
not
try
proficient
to
in slamming yourself into a wall.
I
Actually,
don't
he's
do it
damn
enough.
good
I
at
gotta
that.
practice.
Keeps practicing, yeah.
Great.
That was an 8.
All right, well, you slam, so everybody sees Ublal. He reaches for his sword, shakes his head, and he just slams himself against the wall. As he's slamming himself, the rat quickly scuttles behind, out of the way, and he just slams himself against the wall, and the rat is now on his shoulder.
Okay, my
I get
question.
2 attacks, so I reel around and try to do it again.
Go
9.
for it.
Oh,
You
jeez.
so then you push yourself off the wall, fling across the corridor. The rat scurries back to your front, and you slam against the wall.
How much damage did Almal just do to himself?
Carlos gestures to everybody and says, maybe we should just sit back and watch this.
That's
My
what I'm
question
doing.
is, does
Yeah,
that
this-
look to Kochka like
Yeah, does
he's
that make him
raging?
angry?
All right, wait a second. Hold
it
on.
looks to Kashka
this
as
raises
though-
an interesting question.
He has gone insane.
Wait,
he's not angry.
before I need to look at this. Let's see.
The rat scuttles up Amlal's head, pulls his hair, and makes him attack Carlos.
No.
Totally.
Shoot. I still don't want to waste my rage. It's fine. All right. I'm
You know,
flailing around. I'm flailing.
Each and every one of these rats could have been a celebrated French chef. I think we should think about that as we murder them.
That is true. Now, I will say, Kachka, that you know when Ublal is raging, and you, even despite appearances,
I can sense the raging inside him.
you can sense that this is not him raging, and so you hold your turn. Continue to hold your turn.
Just
I think the only
enjoying
problem here with
myself.
these rats
It's
is just
fine.
a general lack of communication. That's what I'm sensing.
Regdar,
All right, there's 2 rats left.
2 rats.
This is a waste of magic, but I'm doing it. This whole adventure is a waste of magic.
Aw.
Magic
This
missile.
whole planet is due to a waste of magic.
Magic missile. I kill 2 rats. Are there any other rats around that I can kill?
How many? There are only 2 rats. How many missiles per rat?
1 rat gets 2 missiles. 1 rat gets 1 missile.
And what is the damage of magic missile?
1d4 plus 1.
All right. So 1 rat, the 2 missile rat is dead. The roll damage for the 3rd missile, or yeah.
It'll take 2 damage.
Then he is still alive.
Well, whatever.
So now there is only...
I don't see how this is a Regdar problem. I'm done.
All right, Presta. You see Regdar say, "I'll handle this." He kills 1 rat. The other rat is mortally wounded, but
And
not
he
dead.
just Regdar shrugs.
I was gonna say, like, I wait for a moment because I'm waiting for him to handle it. It's not handled, so I guess I'll shoot at the rats. So
Yeah, almost. Stand very still. Don't flinch.
They already shot 1 off me.
And Ulal is flailing about.
I saw Shara, take one out with her crossbow. I'm like, I can't
was
let
a
that
good-
looks like
stand
fun.
unanswered. We gotta. Oh, I rolled a critical hit.
Oh, she puts an arrow through its heart.
That's right. The rat is
Shot through the heart.
and it is so that
Wrong
there's
hair metal band,
there's
Dan.
a rat with a bolt through it in the wall, and now that the arrow hits the bolt and splits it, and now the 2 rats are sandwiched on the same spot.
Oh,
Rat sandwich.
Rat sandwich.
I can do better.
Crossing the streams. So
All right. Are
And
there
now
any other rats? Because I do have another attack.
There are no. All the rats are dead.
See,
Okay.
I knew right from the beginning we'd end up winning. Like,
And now you are out of combat,
Okay.
unless you want to fight amongst yourselves.
I would like to roll a medicine check to see what kind of details I can find out from these bodies.
They're dead.
They're
They
good
are
dead.
That's not a detail.
they dead.
It's not a detail.
That's only a 13. On my medicine
Well,
check.
you, Presta, you are examining the bodies. You notice something unusual in that it looks like each of the bodies has had a symbol carved into its forehead.
Gasp.
Gasp.
Should I roll a history check or something, or do I just recognize it?
You do not. Well, you may recognize. I don't remember if we've talked about this symbol or not, but I will draw it.
Is it like an eye and something or other?
It's a little triangle with a line going up, just like that.
I feel like maybe we have seen that.
I think
should
you've seen it.
we
I don't remember where.
roll a history check on that?
It's a tent.
Regdar
My
rolled a
history
20.
check is only a 9.
Regdar rolls a 22 because he's an effing nerd.
Wait, hold on. I definitely had some history
Whoa.
success earlier. I'm definitely rolling now. Yep, I know
Oh.
exactly what this is. It's a
All
tent.
right.
With a 5
Regdar,
for our
with his
listeners.
22 history, this is kind of you rolled so well because this is in fact a piece of Regdar's history. He thinks back to the first
Which Regdar
time.
backstory?
The first time you fell down a sinkhole together, you were attacked by a group of mysteriously armed people who stole a fancy hat. Your first fancy hat.
No.
Quick, hide
It's
your
all
fancy hat.
making sense.
I'm over that. I got a new hat, love.
And you recall that
This hat
that's-
talks to me less.
It does. It hasn't spoken yet. You recall that symbol was on their armor.
Okay. Were they the cult of the Black Earth or no?
They were.
We think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, so I missed a section here. Is that? Are we looking at the
You're dead.
corpses and they're
Corpses,
wearing
yeah,
armor
their
that has that?
heads have
So,
had this carved into
Can
their...
I don't know if this counts as a
Into their
history
what?
check or if this is some other
Foreheads.
Literally into their foreheads.
thing into their foreheads.
and it
uh,
appears to have been done post-death, I assume.
No one asked.
Well, I was just gonna-
I'm medically examining them, so I would like to know, yes.
This was done while they were alive.
Pre-mortem.
I was like, so symbolically or symbologically, if you will.
Uh-huh.
So
Would
these could be
someone
cult
carve
members.
that? Yeah, would someone carve that symbol into one's head because they
Or-
are members of the cult of the Black Earth or
Ah.
victims of the cult of the Black Earth? I don't know
Quite
if that's
possibly they just got knocked out in a bazaar somewhere.
yeah, or they just they were running really fast and they walked into like the a cult of the
Like a
Black
branding
Earth symbol.
iron or something?
Yeah,
Well, you
It's the
don't.
next step up from a tattoo.
that's why you don't run with a branding iron, people.
I will say it's not. It hasn't been branded into them. It's clear that someone took a knife and carved this into their flesh.
That's a lot of work for something you're just going to feed to rats.
It's true.
Was it a sacrifice, perhaps?
Now, is it like a scar or is it a fresh wound?
Well,
that
it
we're
looks
looking at here?
fairly fresh.
Okay, so
And
yeah, how
like-
long ago
happened-
did these people die? Can I
It's
tell?
hard to tell because they've been ravaged by hungry rats.
Hmm. Rat.
Please stop trying to sell that board game, Scott.
Has Parker's Brothers called me.
I believe that was a
don't
Hasbro
call
product. Actually,
the only Philadelphia theme board game available.
Every rat poops. Now, to answer Tony's question, you could see it happening in both. You have read of cults where people do kind of self-mutilation to prove themselves worthy. You've also heard of many cult rituals that require willing or unwilling victims have such things inscribed upon them. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
anything in their pockets?
They are not. They don't have any pockets because they're not wearing.
How
any
many
clothes.
how many corpses were there?
There were
Three?
3 corpses.
I'm gonna
There were
then
four
move and
clo-
look
there were 4
up
cloaks
the other hallway.
outside.
You are going to look in.
Like
the
I'm
upper
just standing
hallway?
here and looking to the north,
Okay,
assuming that's north.
that is north.
That's an interesting point. 4 cloaks, 3 corpses, naked
One could-
corpses.
Yeah.
Naked, but my favorite kind of corpse.
So they like-
Scott, no, this is live on the internet, please.
I was like, I shouldn't. Why did I say that? I don't like any corpses.
Now it's forever. Good job, Scott.
That's right. Hey, live chat.
Let's
Tell me, what's your
let's-
favorite kind of corpse?
let's just call that exhibit 1, people.
We're running a poll. What's your favorite type of corpse? Please, listeners.
Mine good
Audience
looking.
engagement.
Oh God, I'm never getting into Congress.
Phew.
Yeah.
My plan is working.
Added benefit.
You could do worse.
So there is
Actually,
okay.
yeah, I'm from Wisconsin. I did do worse.
Oh, hot take.
Yeah. I'm from America.
So, Presta, you have everyone's looking at the corpses.
I want to know I want to know what's going on with these dead people. I feel like this is not cool.
You have examined them, and you're like, something's not right. So you go up. You see another corridor. It turns to another hallway. At the end of that hallway, you see you think most of a room.
All right, I request my friends be silent, and I listen, and invite anyone else to do so.
I think
Well, it's
everyone,
just-
some characters should have to do a will roll to remain silent.
I request that the players remain silent because I was going to say something. Presta, in that room, in the
I
center.
roll to see if I can remain silent.
Oh dear! In the center of that room,
Recording.
you see a black rock about a foot across that is hovering 3 feet from the floor.
This sounds normal.
What? So is it like carved into a rectangle, or is it just like a
It's
rough
just
hewn?
just a rock.
It's the Black Rock of the Black Rock clan.
The
We found it.
What black rock?
Careful. Could be a
Black Earth is the clan. But
Well, okay.
It's
rocks
just a
are
rock.
Earth. All right. Does
Amal
this
is
mean
going to
anything
peek
to
around the
me?
corner and look for rats.
You do not see any rats. You see a rock hovering 3 feet above the floor.
It doesn't look like a rat.
That's
I'm
not
interested.
interesting, though. He wants to see some more rats.
And you can't.
Regdar, do you want to take a look at this with your expertise about totally ordinary things?
Yeah. This is. Let me do.
I mean, I will also roll Arcana, but I don't have much.
Here. Hold on.
21.
Yeah.
Guys, please
magic.
be careful before this becomes a bad day at the Black Rock.
Yes. Yeah.
I got a 21 on my Arcana check, so
I got a 14, so you beat me.
it's because I rolled a 19.
You are sure it is magic, and you are 50 feet away from it.
I am. Yep. I'm not getting closer until I've rolled that Arcana check.
I understand, but you are certain. You know. You delve the depths of your arcane knowledge, and you realize that rocks don't usually float.
Gee,
Guys,
gee
let's get up.
whiz.
Well, actually,
Presto.
certain igneous rocks can be.
You're an igneous. Presta. Presta, let's get Amal to fight it.
Stop
There's
floating,
a floating
rock.
rock over there. Seems weird. Seems weird.
It's
Okay.
magic, you know.
I edge forward just a little bit.
Yep.
All
A
right.
floating rock.
A floating
Question
rock?
mark?
Ublal is anyone who is kind of within 1 square of the entrance sees that there is another exit to the south of this room. And now that Umlal can see the entire room, it is an empty room that is 30 feet by 30 feet. In the center, a black rock hovers 3 feet above the floor.
So it's right in that middle square. So we
It
could.
is right in
there's
the middle
there's
of the
room
square.
to edge around it, and
There's a rock. I made a rock.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's more of a ring.
Okay. You know what? Everyone's a critic.
Welcome to my life,
Okay.
damn. Why does it say Red Larch on this map when it's supposed to be Glen?
Does this rock speak?
have we heard anything about the Black Earth cult people worshiping a literal
Floating
piece
rocks.
of Black
Floating
Earth?
rocks.
You haven't heard much about the Black Earth cult, so no.
Mhm.
Hey, it's a floating
I'm
rock.
almost going to try to edge around the rock.
Okay.
If nothing happens to Elmo as that's happening, I will follow.
Amal, can you try crawling under the rock to see what happens? It's a science experiment.
I'm all not no science.
I'll go too.
Yeah, I guess technically I'd want to be on the same square since they're 10-foot squares. I'm right
All
behind
right, so
Elmo.
nothing happens when I walk by that rock, huh?
Nothing's happening.
Does
The
it
rock-
make a
Threw
noise?
what if I threw a rock at the rock?
Don't taunt the rock.
The rock
How far
is,
in the room?
is still. It is floating 3 feet above the ground. It is. Nothing else is happening.
All right.
Okay.
This is what Scott wants me to do. I touch the rock and roll an Arcana check.
Oh, I was thinking about it.
As you
No,
as you
why?
touch
We'd be so
as
careful.
you
The role of Amla will be played by Regdar.
as
Or
you
Carlos.
touch the rock, it moves as though it
Okay,
is kind of
I'm still
floating
waiting
there.
for the part where you get to say 2d6 lightning damage.
And
So,
it as it drifts away out of kind of that 10-foot square in the middle, it just falls to the ground.
The on the back
Regdar
of it,
was
there's
not
a little
Great, you wrecked it. Good
there's a
job.
little window that says "Future Hazy, try again."
Carlos steps where the rock was and sees if he can begin to float.
okay, somehow that
Carlos-
feels stupider than what Regdar just did.
Yeah, things are back on par
As
here.
as
Yeah.
Carlos enters the square, he suddenly starts to float 3 feet off the ground.
Yeah! I'm a rock,
Whoa.
Are you
everybody!
suggesting that we all float down here? 'Cause
Yeah.
this just got creepy.
So it's not the rock that's magic, it's the square.
And we need to pry up the tile and take it with us.
Somebody examine
we
the
can
rock
totally
to
sell
check
this.
it out.
Yeah, is there anything interesting about that rock now that's no longer floating?
Do you want to touch the rock?
Check me out, everybody!
Sure.
Seems like a personal question.
I feel like Regdar should look at it. He knows pottery. That's similar, right?
Regdar feels like he touched a magic rock and didn't die. He's on borrowed time. It's going to stand back for a little bit.
I feel like a rock is just pre-pottery, right? I don't know how pottery works.
The
Like
rock is
there's a
just
lot. All right, Regdar is going to explain at length about how pottery works.
No.
Because, sir, if you do not understand the difference between clay and stone, I don't even know where we begin.
maybe at the difference between clay and stone.
And so we shall.
Chapter 1.
So the rock.
Hey.
Who is someone touching the rock? What's happening with the rock? You've got Carlos.
I
is
will
floating.
I will examine Dwayne Johnson.
All right.
Do I smell anything cooking?
No. It is the rock is
Okay.
very charismatic.
And has an inexplicably successful film career.
It is explicable to his charisma. So Umlal
Okay.
picks up the rock. He examines it. Nothing bad happens to him. It is in fact a rock.
How big is this rock?
It
Like
is
3
1
feet?
foot
Oh.
across.
Something tells
Oh.
me the focus is not supposed to be the rock here, people.
I was going to keep it, but it seems kind of heavy,
It's,
so
it's a big rock.
I'll leave it here.
Bring the tile.
He
Pry up the
drops
tile
rock.
and bring it with you.
And Carlos, is
you
just
coming, or you
hanging
just
out?
going to float there all day?
Carlos is floating.
Somebody pull me out of the square and I'll stop floating.
Yeah, Carlos cannot get out
Can
of
we
that
like
square.
Can Amlal just poke him so he starts like spinning uncontrollably?
Yes. So you start doing that, and he starts spinning. Now he is spinning in the.
I
this
step
square.
back in case
This
he
is
throws up.
fun.
Yeah, I would like to move out of vomit range.
I'm feeling kind of funny,
Wouldn't we
everybody.
all?
Somebody, get me out of here.
Carlos, roll a Constitution check.
Oh no.
Katchka, get me off of this crazy thing!
Does anybody have any rope?
14.
You feel fine. You are slightly peeved, but that is it.
Just slightly.
Well, if you got a peeve, go down the other tunnel.
All right, I'm all like push him out of that square.
All right, he falls out of the square, catches himself. He's fine.
Well, this
Okay.
was great.
So-
That's weird. Let's go.
That's weird, yeah.
Story checks out.
Carlos takes his
Regdar-
cloak off and tries to hang it in the square to see if he can get it to look like a ghost.
All right, well, now there's a cloak hovering in the square.
It's a Delver.
Vaguely. Well, the problem is, so you try to like drape it to look like a ghost, but then it just kind of hovers and it's just a flat piece
Yeah.
of cloth.
All right.
Oh,
3
like a
feet.
dead
Then I
ghost.
just take I take the robe and
Alright,
put
all
it back
ghosts
on and I
do
leave the room. I'm done.
Regdar would like to just briefly, and this will be the last thing Regdar will do for a couple minutes, use Arcana to inspect the floor that was potentially the source of this floating effect.
Maybe the ceiling too. Just saying.
Oh, well, I said I was only going to do one thing.
I holler back.
Give me an Arcana.
Guys, it's just air
I
pressure.
rolled a
Oh, you
13.
did. 13.
13.
Well, you are certain that it is. I mean, there are many spells that
Yeah.
levitate things, so you figure that this square has just had something cast upon it that objects in it will float.
Such as
Okay.
Featherfall.
So this does this rock seem like it's like symbolic or ritualistic in nature as opposed to decorative?
Just looks like a group of people found this and said, "I wonder what kind of crap we can put in here." And they,
wait,
you
are you
guys,
suggesting we found it in the past?
you guys
dun, dun.
gave up with a cloak, and the last thing they did was put a rock in it. And they said, "This is
Guys,
stupid.
this
Let's
is
go."
somebody's dorm room. The next one has a Jacob's ladder in it.
Oh god.
Ooh, cool.
Oh man. All right, I
The
feel like
lava lamp.
I've got what I need to out of this floating rock.
What's at the bottom
All right,
of this
so
corridor?
yeah, Amwal and I have moved to the.
I guess we're
Edge
lucky
of
it
what
was
we can see.
it was a rock and not like a rat that was floating there.
It's a dead rat.
I go
you-
back and get a rat and put it on the
Did
square.
someone say flying rats?
Now a dead rat is floating 3 feet above the floor.
Yes!
And now I will change the name of this room from Hovering Stone to Hovering Rat Corpse.
Hovering Rat Corpse, also a great band.
There is a door.
Is it going round and round by chance? Just want to know. No,
There
Poke
is-
it.
There is a door at the end of this corridor.
rat.
I
I
listen
will...
at the door. 25.
You don't hear anything.
Amlo rolls an 11 to check if the door's a mimic.
He does not think it's a mimic.
I
Okay.
It's totally
say
a
to
mimic.
Amwal, I don't know. There's nothing. I don't hear anything.
All right, Amlo opens the door.
Door opens, and you see a room.
A room.
I was not expecting that.
This 50-foot square chamber is hewn out of rock. The floor is rough but flat. The walls show the chisel marks of the original.
I'm sorry, it's roughly hewn.
It's roughly hewn.
Yes. And hempen.
What
That's
size
weird.
would you say? Is it small or large? It's
It's
definitely
about
not
the
regular.
size of a giant rat.
Okay.
Are semicolons involved?
How many bowls of soup could you fit
Wow.
in this room?
Everything
A lot
hurts.
of footnotes for this episode.
It's
a lot
possible
of
we've been playing a bit too much.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how Scott punishes me next week when he's a player.
All right, are the hilarious jokes done?
Well, I think they were
Where
before
were
they
they
never started.
when were those?
why wait a week? Apparently.
So, as I was
Wait,
saying,
I've got one more.
recording.
this is a
Nope,
50
false alarm.
50-foot square chamber that is made out of rock. The floor is rough but flat. The walls show the chisel marks of the original builders, and the ceiling is about 10 feet high. Identical stone doors with iron pull rings, handles, stand in the middle of the east, north, and west walls.
Rusty or
cen-
not rusty?
They are rusty. In the center of the room stands a life-sized and lifelike statue of a dwarf.
Ah!
No statues.
The dwarf warrior is wearing a chain shirt, a helm, and big boots. He carries a shield on his left arm and a battle axe in his right. The
I like
statue,
big boots.
the
Cannot
statue,
lie.
the
the-
statue.
Sorry, Dad.
I'm not done with the description. The statue has clearly been broken into, roughly, the head and upper torso, lower torso, and legs. These pieces have been reassembled and held together and upright in a stout wooden frame. A dagger, along with several coins and gems, lies on the floor in the front of the statue, surrounded by a ring of fine gravel.
Is the statue in the right order, or is it like head, torso, feet?
It's Picasso-y.
It is in the correct order.
Oh.
Are these things on the floor anything? Like rubble or something?
Fine gravel.
That is to denote the fine gravel that is ring
okay.
that is around the statue.
So does this statue look like I've heard of the Delvers. Does this look like what I've heard of?
No. This looks like a statue that was broken and put back together.
Okay.
But it is of a dwarf.
It is of a dwarf.
And there's a bunch of like offerings and stuff apparently. Like
Yes, you see a dagger, several coins and gems.
Would a history check? I'm just gonna see if I rolled a 2, so forget it.
Hold on, I know all about Delvers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it might not just be Delver. Like maybe this dwarf is somebody we would recognize based on his armor.
I got a
or something.
3.
You don't even know. You don't think that dwarves existed.
Just a
Guys, pretty sure dwarves.
just a myth.
Conspiracy.
He's a dwarf trooper.
Myth of mining complex.
I ever told you about chem dwarves?
Is anybody?
Okay.
So what are you doing?
Just hanging out. Playing some
Maybe
games.
somebody should roll an Arcana check, see if there's any magic going on here.
Check a
I mean,
slab.
like I
Magic
know I
is
rolled a
inside.
19 once, but I don't think that that's going to happen again. So
I am suspicious of the circle around the statue.
Yeah, it's gravel. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Fine gravel.
I rolled a 23 Arcana
Yeah, it
check
seems
studying
alright.
the floor of this
Fine
chamber.
Corinthian gravel.
Well, you know that Regdar would know that in many rituals it's important to lay out, a sigil or something in a sigil with maybe ground marble or something like this. This looks like it is just gravel that has been put in a circle around this statue.
I would like to take a look at the floor and do another survival check to see if people have been in here recently.
Okay.
21.
Well, once again, this room looks like it is well trafficked. There's not a lot of dust or anything, so clearly people have
So I
been in
can't
here.
tell how recent.
No.
What's on anything? So these slabs look just like all the doors we've seen before.
Yes, there is a rusty iron ring pull.
Got it. I'm gonna pop that door
So
that I'm in
just,
front of on
just
the right
a
here.
point, just a point to mention here: the place where the believers met was called the Tomb of Moving Stones,
Yes.
and we just found a stone floating 3 feet above the ground. So something tells me we may be in an adjunct to that.
Probably coincidence.
Yeah, I'm sure it
It
is.
is unrelated. So Umlal opens this door.
The tomb of the busted dwarf statue would have been a dead
They should
giveaway.
work on their branding.
Let me just do.
Well, the guy talked about like stones, like a bunch of stones, I don't know, in the ground or something moving around. And we haven't seen anything remotely like that. Have we?
I
don't think so.
I'm sorry, I was reading something. What did you ask?
Oh, I just said that the fellow that we talked to about the believers talked about stones kind of like in or on the ground moving around on their own. And we haven't seen anything that looks like that here.
No, you have seen
Not that I've heard.
a
Just
hovering stone. That's it.
not the same.
So in this passage here, a passage 10 feet wide, 10 feet high, and hewn out of the rock runs 40 feet ahead. A small lantern hangs from a hook in the wall next to the door at the east end of the passage. Sitting on a wooden stool by the lantern is a balding, beardless old male human in patched and faded work trousers and a matching tunic. He is idly whittling a stick.
He's alive.
Oh, is that what they call it now?
Yes.
So I'm sorry.
Right?
This is a living person.
Yes, this is the
it
Tomb of
is.
Moving Stones we've walked into. I'm pretty sure. And this guy is some sort of guard of the door to the tomb.
Amlal says, "Hello."
He looks up and he screams and throws himself on the floor and says, "Please don't hurt me!"
Amlal, not looking to hurt anybody. Amlal, a lover, not fighter.
I'll tell you whatever you know. Want me to know? I'm an old man. You
I
don't need
pop
to kill
the
me.
okay.
door and say,
In
it's
that
okay.
case-
Talk.
Tell everything.
Well, what do you want to know?
Start at beginning. Difference between stone and clay.
Half of us already know, but other half need.
I'm a carpenter. I don't know much about pottery.
What is a carpenter doing underground?
My name is Baragus. I'm a retired carpenter. That's why I went underground.
He's an underground carpenter.
He says this is the what is this place called? This is the Tomb of Moving Stones. Please don't, whatever you do, don't disturb the Delvers.
What are the Delvers?
Yes. Have we seen Delvers? I have not seen any ghost dwarves so far.
The Delvers are entombed in this door behind me. Don't go in there.
You break it,
Why?
you buy it.
Because
What happens?
They tell us things. The Delvers move the stones in the tomb, and they tell us what we need to do. We don't want to anger them because they could do horrible things. The elements are all out of whack, and we think it's because we angered the Delvers. Please don't hurt them anymore.
We moved stone before. That bad?
The hovering stone over there, I put that there myself.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Why is my question.
You quite the kidder, Barry.
Why? Because there's a hovering column. What are you going to put? What else are you going to put in there? A cloak?
Good answer. Umlaw believe him. He feels this man honest.
Ketchka pops in and says, Meliko said it was okay to check on the Delvers. You can let us go by.
Why would you pick Meliko?
He's a town elder of some sort.
We've met two people in the Believers, and Meliko's the stupid one, right?
No, the other one. Luthro is the stupid one.
Oh, okay. All right, then checks out.
He says, so you know about the Believers?
Oh,
of course we know about the Believers.
All of us do.
Why
Meliko,
did
Luther, the whole gang.
Why did Meliko send you down here?
It's
because
a long
he felt
story.
it was important.
We don't have time.
He felt it was important to send strangers who did not have a past history.
There was a sinkhole. We're just checking. We're making sure everything's okay because there was a big hole opened up on the street.
I felt that tremor. I thought it was just another.
Yes.
We're structural engineers.
From
here.
No.
Amla thought love only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else,
Yes,
but not me.
Then you saw.
I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
And the her in that sentence is Meliko?
Yes.
Sure, say yes.
Meliko told us that the sinkhole was actually a message from the Delvers, and we needed to go and check on it right away.
Well, if you need to check on it, we can go in. Well, I'll let you go in.
I think that's best.
The door is not locked, so.
Wait. You got this thing that's super valuable and nobody should ever disturb it and you didn't lock the door? What the?
Well, that's why he's here.
He's a
You
little
left
guard.
an old carpenter to guard it instead?
How many people come down here, Dad?
Not
Other
many.
I
than
don't
children
know.
that fell through the earth.
I'd like to.
All right,
I'd like to
are we
reiterate,
going?
Dan. Clegg is a garbage
heck yeah.
town. This is a garbage town.
We didn't come down here not to disturb the town.
Well, the door is unlocked. He gets out of your way. You open the door, I assume. And you
moving stones.
see an enormous chamber with 20-foot ceilings that has been carved out of the rock. A lit lantern rests on the floor near the center of the room. An odd array of stone monoliths, some upright standing stones, and others arranged in 3 stone arches, stand around the chamber. 6 low stone slabs are set against the walls around the perimeter of the room. Each holds humanoid bones dressed in scraps of tattered cloth and rusted iron.
You said humanoid?
I said humanoid.
Do they appear to be dwarf-sized humanoids?
Well, you are very far away from them, so...
I'm will step into the room.
You see... They appear to be dwarf in size.
Should I keep an eye on our carpenter friend, or do we need to make sure he comes in here with us?
He was not going to come in here with us.
So
I'm worried
good.
He might run away and alert
So
other
while
people
this
if
is all
we-
happening, Carlos tries to carefully pull open the other door and see what's down the other passageway.
I think it's the room we came from.
Oh,
Carlos, roll a stealth check.
6. Flings the door open. Hello.
All right.
Falls over
So
and thuds to the ground.
you open this door, and
Hope there's some mushrooms in there.
you see.
Oh, good. It's the guard that we passed.
It is, in fact.
Took the long way around. That was smart of us.
Let me explain what's in this room before we
Your doom.
go on. Let's see. Here we are. This
Carlos
stone-
now has to confront when he let his friend die by mushrooms.
No.
His own personal hell.
Wow.
All right.
Deep cut there, going way back.
Something
this
tells me that
big
doesn't bother Carlos a whole lot.
So this is a big square.
Carlos, I am your conscience.
This is a big square chamber that has been hewn out of the rock. In the center of the chamber's west wall is
Roughly.
a stone door that has a narrow viewing slit. Beside the door is a set, and in that viewing slit was previously a large half orc was viewing it, but now he is looking at Carlos. Beside the door is a set of iron bars bolted into the wall about 3 feet above the floor. 10 oiled chains are secured to the bars, leading up to a hole bored in the ceiling. Another solid stone door is in the middle of the east wall, and that's the door that Carlos has just opened. An 8-foot-tall rectangular stone stands upright in the room's center. The stone has an inscription on it that's hard to read from a distance. At the foot of the standing stone is a small human who is pinned face down by rocks placed atop his arms, legs, and back. He is barefoot and wears ragged clothes. He looks up at Carlos and says, "Help!"
Uh-oh. Do I hear somebody
And now
calling
we're
for
rolling
help,
initiative.
or am I too
Nothing.
far
I saw
far
nothing.
away?
Everyone
Right.
heard a small boy yell for help,
Okay.
and now we are rolling
Oh, a
initiative.
small boy.
I'm like 100 feet away.
Yeah.
He screamed because
Okay.
It's
He
also
is
echoey
in
down
terror.
here. It's all stone.
Tabor.
Sure. Yeah, that's going to happen.
You get that in your rough-hewn chambers.
If you don't want to
Yeah.
hear it, that's also fine. I mean,
You guys should hang up some tapestries in here. It really dampens the echo.
all right, 1 second, please.
You need some acoustic tapestries.
I like the person in the YouTube live chat who wrote "Amlal lick rock" like this was some sort of text adventure.
They just write that in every chat that they're in, and it just happens to make sense in this one.
I'm
Sort of.
pretty
Yeah.
sure that's a fan fiction springing to
Sure.
life right there.
What if Amlal met a dinosaur? Yep.
And got in the lake.
Uh,
Let me be the first to say, good job, Carlos.
Uh-huh.
Good job,
Mhm.
Carlos. You're the first and the last.
I love the rhythm of the 4-hour D&D session where it's like lots of being really cautious, lots of haggling with people that don't matter, and then it's like, no, I'm gonna open this door when no one's looking. It's great.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it's. I feel
I'm
like
role playing, man. This is Carlos. This is what he does.
Yeah. I you know what? In a way, this is Regdar's fault. Regdar was keeping his eyes on the carpenter, and no one was supervising
Carlos
Carlos.
was standing next to that door that
Hey.
whole time, and you didn't notice.
It's-
Like
it's-
I'm
maybe he's eyeing the door. Maybe he's really
No.
curious about what's behind that door.
I'm supervising Amlal. It's not my job.
I know
I've
it's
got
hard.
one.
There's a lot of there's technically more characters
had
who
Carlos
require
duty?
supervision.
We gotta have it. Like, you ever see those? You ever see when they walk around the kids who are all like have to hold the little rope? You know, the like preschool kids. Like
Stop-
that's kind of what we
Dan,
need.
Yeah.
stop tying up children.
So we just need one of those
right,
harnesses
so-
at the end of a strap.
The half-orc has seen Carlos, and he says, "You're not supposed to be here." And he takes out a heavy crossbow and shoots.
Ooh.
And totally misses. And then he drops that and pulls out a mace and starts walking towards Carlos.
Watch out, he's got pepper spray.
1, 2, 3. Boop. All right.
Bear spray.
Kachka,
Oh man,
you
Get the
are
milk.
looking into a large chamber full of rocks. That
get the milk bags. Yes, I am. It's awesome.
You've heard from a distant sound of someone saying "help."
Yeah, and I'm like 1,000 feet away based on this map that has these weird squares that are 10 feet across.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make the maps. I just
You
curse
do make the
them.
maps.
No, you will know when I've made a map.
Oh, we do. We do.
That sounds like a threat to me.
It's a
You're like
promise.
100. You're like
All right.
100 feet away. Yeah.
So I'm going to run back towards the sound of the screaming. 1, 2, 3.5 squares.
Sure.
Can I see anything through the door from this spot? Actually,
You see Carlos looking through a door that you had not opened, and
Story checks out.
that's it. And you see Regdar. You see the statue.
the door that he's
Skatska.
standing next to is open, right?
He has opened it. You could see into a little bit of the room, but you can't see much. You see appears to be a rock in the center of that room.
Okay, but I can't see anything that might be attacking.
No, not from your angle. You wouldn't be able to see it. And you see
All right.
Carlos is a hefty guy, so
I've heard that about Carlos. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use a second move then and get myself into more of a position. So 1, 2, 3. Can I see a little more of the room there and maybe somebody who might be...
well, from that angle, you can now see an angry half-orc.
All right, there's not much I can do about it since I just used up my action, but realizing that he might be in trouble, I will throw some inspiration to Carlos over there by the door.
Okay.
That's it.
Great. I always have to wait a moment to make sure that there's not some other.
No, that's some other elven character you're thinking of.
No, I think it's all your characters. Ashara!
Rude.
Can you tell me about dashing?
I can tell you,
You
the
can
good
go
news about
twice
dashing.
your movement.
There you go.
Twist my movement.
I think she just wants you to strike a dashing pose, Scott.
Oh,
That's
nice
not
work.
Oh, thank you. That was my moneymaker.
Finally, we found it.
That was excellent. Can I have inspiration?
Okay.
Hmm.
So I have this cutting action where I can use dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action on any turn. So
right, of course.
can I, since I have that, can I dash to get in range in line of sight of this half orc thing?
I am looking things up in the player's handbook to see
Okay.
if that's...
Yeah, that's a thief
that's
thing.
cool.
It's cunning something. Right?
Cunning action. You can use a extra bonus action at the end of every turn to do a dash, hide, or disengage.
Oh, then
Does
yes.
it have to be at the end, though? Or can it be any time?
Sorry, anytime during your turn. I believe.
Then yes, you can totally
Okay.
do that.
Okay, so I can move 6 squares with my speed of 31. Oh, shoot. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Statue.
5, 6. And I can share with Kachka because these are giant squares, yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, so I have dash.
And you see a half orc.
And I see a half orc, and it looks threatening, so I'm gonna it's already
I
attacked.
would say it has, well, you don't know that.
I don't know. Well, it matters for whether I have advantage.
All he did was come around. He missed at me.
In game mechanics,
He did.
he did
he's
attack.
acted, so you no longer have the advantage on him
Okay.
because he's
Right.
acted in
That
this
is
combat
correct.
before.
Okay. So I just have my crossbow.
Yes. And I would say he has cover, and I forget how cover works.
+2, I believe. If it's half cover, +5 is 3/4. It's the only thing that
Oh,
still
here we
has
are.
plus
Yes. All
modifiers.
right, +2. Great. So you're going to shoot him with a crossbow.
Yep. And I rolled a 14, and my modifier for that is, I'm sorry, what? I didn't write that down.
Your dexterity and
Dex.
proficiency bonus if you have one.
So that's 17. Oh, nope. So I think that's 20 because I am proficient.
20 will hit a half orc.
Woohoo!
Okay. And 1d8 of damage. Oh shoot, 1.
All right. Well, he's definitely
As you do.
hurt. He didn't like that, but not that bad.
Does
All
the
right.
Whittler behind us show any signs of being disturbed that we're attacking the guard here?
Though he is cowering. He wants nothing to do with this.
Oh, he just wants to whittle away.
He was just minding his own business, whittling in a corridor,
Yeah.
and along
Sure.
come adventurers to ruin his
Best place
day.
for it.
That's right. Umlal.
All right, so I'm pretty far in here, which means, let's see, how far am I? I'm probably like well over 100 feet from that kid. Is there anything in this room in front of me? Like how far? It still seems like. Can I see anything more?
Anything in that room? There are large stone monoliths, a lit lantern in the center of the room, 6 low stone slabs along the walls.
So it's basically like a burial chamber.
If that's what you would like to think it is.
What if he doesn't want to think
Thanks.
that's what it is?
Well,
I
I'm not
want to
telling
think
you.
it's a magic place where I can solve all the world's problems.
Okay.
No? Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can get almost up to where Carlos is, but I'm not sure if that's helpful or not. Sure. All right. 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. All right. I'm behind Carlos. And I think that's probably most of what I can do this turn. But that's what I'll do. I run. I hear a cry for help, and I know that Carlos must have done something. So I'm off to back him up.
That's just logic.
Everything Carlos does is a cry for help, is what you're saying.
Fair.
It's a cry for help or a cry for attention. One of those.
True. All right.
Is it not my turn?
It is not your turn.
Is that your dashing look again?
That is my whatever shall I do look. Okay.
I don't really want to kill this guy. We didn't have the option to be nice to him, though.
Well, we can
Could always
maybe try
be
to
I
knock
was
him
going to
out.
try to. I was
that's
going to
true.
try to intimidate him, but I don't know. It's not my turn.
He attacked.
All right. Let's see. What does this do? All right. So I need Presta. I need a
Exciting.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay then. 2.
You fail. And you all hear kind of the unmistakable sound of a shatter spell that has now been focused on.
I recognize that
Krista.
spell.
You do.
That's my
Everybody
brand,
does.
damn it.
And you think for a second, has Kachka turned on the party finally?
First Amlal, then Kachka. This is a bad day.
What is going on? And you
Bad
take,
day at Black Rock Tomb.
You take 22,
Coming all the way back around.
22 points of damage.
Okay.
Thunder damage, if that matters.
Thunder!
Nope.
Thunder.
Nah. It doesn't matter.
Interesting directions that people went with that.
And now it is your turn, Presta. You have just been enveloped in a sphere of
You said that
shattering
was-
fury.
22?
22 points of damage.
All right. Which direction did it come from? Can I tell?
You cannot tell.
Which side of me felt shattered? Like,
Well, the way it works is that it's
The,
a 10-foot
the
radius from the
All right.
point that it was
Presta.
cast at.
Presta,
Oh, so it's
and
cast
see
at
which
me.
half is in
Presta.
tatters.
you're outside. Your
all right.
outside
So
feels shattered.
is the little guy next to me dead then?
I forgot about the guy. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, no. That's not right.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm
Barry.
just
no.
gonna do what I was planning on doing anyway,
No!
which
dead.
was to. I was gonna head the other way. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna just look into the room and see into the room that I'm standing next to,
Mhm.
and see if I can spot anybody that's in here.
Roll perception check.
We can just shut that slab there behind you. Don't they need line of sight to cast?
21.
You see, peering from behind a large rock monolith, a dude.
Dude.
Dude. Put him over here. And I'm also going to make him bigger so you can see what he looks like. Doo-doo.
Okay, that's not good.
He is not that size. Who disturbs me? He is normal size, but that is what he looks like.
He's a battle chess piece. Love it.
But he's clearly hiding behind a rock here.
Sorry,
I don't know.
didn't mean to disturb you, and then I closed the door.
There you go.
Scary ghost people don't generally hide behind rocks.
Yeah, I don't think he's a scary ghost. I think he's a guy that I can't handle by myself. And
Please
somebody
stop
needs
shattering me.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos. it's
All
your
right,
turn.
I am going to try to intimidate this guy.
Oh, unless Preston, did you want to move? You closed the door. You looked.
Yeah, then I am going to move.
Okay.
Just my speed. 10,
Now,
20.
recall, Carlos, that you have some inspiration that you have not
Oh,
used.
what does that give me?
So, if you roll that intimidation roll and it doesn't look good, you can add a 1d8 to it if you like.
All right. Gonna do.
I mentioned there's a spellcaster over there, and he's infringing on your brand, Kachka.
Oh, that guy! And I shake one of my fists.
Shatter.
All right.
Shatter.
Intimidation. 20.
He didn't say his name was Tusador, did he?
So Scott, I rolled an intimidation check, and I'm going to say, "What are you doing? We were sent down here by the believers. Why are you attacking us, you idiot?"
Okie dokie. This guy. All right, let's make an intelligence check. What did you roll?
20
20. Uh-oh. This guy's not very
That was
smart.
with or without your
with my inspiration.
Awesome. I just like to know whether I'm being useful or not.
Yep.
Well, it is. Well, he looks confused. It's not his turn, so he can't say anything. But
And I take a step back so that if he would like to engage me further, he's going to need to come into this room with everybody else.
okie dokie. Regdar.
Can I see this gentleman or gentle half
Look at me not running or
in that
hitting
other room?
somebody. I feel like Carlos is
I-
growing.
this is-
It's sort of too late, though.
We've taken some big steps
Yeah.
here,
It's
Carlos.
off brand. Yes, you can see the half orc.
All right, what the heck? Let's really lean into what Carlos is suggesting with the power of suggestion.
Oh.
I will plant a suggestion in the mind of the half orc that Carlos is an important official in the Believers, and he should come over and surrender all of his weapons for inspection immediately to Carlos. He needs to do a Wisdom saving throw to avoid that.
Okay. And what is the save?
It's probably against my spell save, right?
Yes.
Yep.
My spell save DC is 16.
16. So I have to do a wisdom saving throw, eh?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Let's see how wise
Okay.
this guy is.
Let's look up what suggestion. What is the effects of suggestion? He's not super wise.
So basically, he has to complete that task.
Yeah.
So I gave him a task that I thought would make him more likely to surrender, as opposed to I could have given him a task that was like, go to Tyr.
Kill
And he
yourself.
would. I can't do that.
can't do that.
I can't do that. It can't be
Yes,
something that.
Ask you the, oh, yeah. No,
But I could have
okay.
told him like you're needed in Tyr right away, and he would have started walking to Tyr.
Yes,
Oh.
I one of my characters cast this. We had this big dramatic. I was playing a wizard. We had this big dramatic showdown, and I was a high level wizard, so I cast suggestion on the bad guy, and I said, "You want to go visit your parents?" And he left. The DM was not pleased.
You left the oven on.
That's right. But now it is the half orc's turn. He looks very confused, but he walks in and says, "Here are my weapons, sir," and has them to Carlos.
Carlos, don't hand those back right away.
He gives you a.
His weapons look fine.
They-
Here you
Right,
go.
here you
I
go.
also specifically said weapons plural. So if he's got like a knife in his boot, that's gonna have to get.
Well, he
handed
has
over.
a mace.
There's a knife
so
in my boot.
he hands you the mace, and he says, "I dropped my crossbow over there. Do you want me to go get it?"
No.
Say yes.
Yes. Go. Well, no. Well, I'm afraid that
No.
it's not going to be. Also, Carlos is a little confused about why this is happening. He's like, no.
Good
But
point. Good
explain
point.
yourself. What is the meaning of this this person in this room who's calling for help?
What is the meaning of this person? That's a good question.
Glad you asked.
I'm glad
Well,
you
this is what we
asked.
call a boy, and he is held under what we call rocks.
That's right.
Or wait.
He was disobedient, and he's being punished.
That is
Well, the
Seems pretty
punishment.
straightforward.
I assure you now, the punishment is over. I would appreciate it while I'm inspecting your mace for you to go and free that poor child because the punishment is done.
All right. Well, you have to convince him of that. So
He's intimidated and
persuasion.
also magically hoosist. But okay, what do you want me to do now?
He is so roll with advantage and hit the suggestion. He did the suggestion. So
Yeah.
So what am I rolling?
Persuasion,
Intimidation is good for Carlos.
This is more of a depending on how. I guess we'll say intimidation.
All right, with advantage.
With advantage.
And I rolled the 16 both times, so 18.
All right. He says he hesitates, and he says, "Yes, sir." Then he walks into the room and starts taking the stones off of the boy. I guess unless anybody tell me now if anyone is going to attack him. If not, we're out of combat.
No. All right.
All right, we're out of combat.
All right. I mention again. Yeah, that hurt. There's a wizard, sorcerer, spellcaster or something in there, and he killed the little bald guy.
Aw.
What? Barry?
No,
Barry's-
not
Barry.
Barry's gone. Yep.
Ugh.
I make a
hardly
great
knew
show of
him.
looking very sad about Barry so the half-orc can see it.
Does anybody else
unless
have
you-
healing powers except for me? Because I am down to like 1 spell left for the day, I believe.
I'm good. How are you?
So,
are you hurting badly?
Erica,
I
roll a
am.
perception check for me.
Okay.
Erica, roll a perception check.
I got 9.
11.
Okay.
And yes, I am hurt quite bad.
Do we have a moment for me to cast a healing word on her?
So Umlal,
Or
Kachka,
cure wounds,
and
rather?
Shara all give me Constitution saving throws.
Oh, dear.
Constitution.
We're getting shattered again. Oh, that's
How
not
did I get
good.
11 with a plus 7. Jeez. Terrible roll.
So it sounds like you all failed.
And whatever I got, it's not enough. I got a 1.
Wow.
that is not enough.
Are you sure?
I'm
11
positive.
wasn't enough?
You may need to
No?
look in your book.
I'll check. Yep, not enough.
Oh. I don't believe you really looked in your book.
I looked near it.
I roll insight to see if I believe whether Scott actually looked in his book.
I'm down
Eat it,
to
Lutz.
14 HP.
Each of you take 23 points of damage.
Jesus Christ!
What?
As
I told you, there's a friggin' spellcaster.
that
Yeah, but he's behind the door over there. If that's the
I
guy that's
suspect
actually
he
casting
snuck
the
through and I
spells.
didn't notice.
I suspect he's the kind of spellcaster capable of navigating a door.
Yes, he is in fact.
That's hard for spellcasters.
And,
That was
and
a lot
speaking,
of
Are
of,
you
damage.
really?
speaking of doors,
He's a spellcaster, not a Dalek. So,
speaking of doors, the door to the north is thrown open, and in walk 7 guys.
What?
How wide is that door that
Where
7
did they
guys?
come from?
They
I mean, 10 feet wide, I guess.
From
technically.
Mr. and Mrs. Guy.
You guys, I think
That's
it's time to
right.
bust out the griffin.
and I forget if you.
I've got it.
Can a griffin last in a 10-foot tall chamber?
And the lead guy who looks like this,
Is this a good time to mention I'm really low on spell slots?
Yeah, me too.
that guy
I'm
says,
glad I saved my rage.
he says, "We are the bringers of woe. We have come to reward your curiosity."
We don't want no woe here. We're not buying. Go away.
Whoa, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
We do not like puns.
Whoa.
Good,
And then
good
3 more
God,
guys
y'all.
walk in carrying Joey Lawrence.
Whoa.
So
Joey Lawrence and Keanu Reeves.
Having a woe off.
And Snowy from Tintin.
let's roll initiative.
Don't
I
forget
love that
Owen's-
Tan.
Oh boy.
I
This
feel
does
like,
seem bad.
Yep.
yeah, I feel like we're super doomed, guys.
Well, maybe not super doomed. It might just be regular doomed.
Does anyone have any secret kill all the bad guys things that
Well,
they've
we do have the griffin, which could at least get in between us and them.
And I will say this: it is 6 o'clock, so perhaps we should just end here.
Oh,
this is
cliffhanger.
a hell
Seems
of
like a
good
great
setup.
idea.
As
Guys,
a-
I don't want to die. I just bought this really expensive
Just
book.
like life.
Maybe you
Regdar
can
has
bribe these
regrets.
guys to book.
Excuse me, you bought this really expensive book?
Oh,
Guys, I owe Presto a lot of money for this really expensive book.
Well, look at the bright side. You'll never have to pay her back.
I think in Dark Sun, if you die in debt, that's like extra bad. You go to super hell in Dark Sun.
you do.
We're
don't wanna
already in super hell.
You guys don't want to go to super hell. It's
No.
it's full of sand.
No.
Uh-huh.
And so that's where we will end on this cliffhanger of the bringers of woe on
Is
one
it-
side of you.
Is it
hell-
really even a cliffhanger when we're outnumbered like 3-1 by
did
evil
such
murderous
a great
people?
idea. It's such a great thing to
Oh.
diffuse the situation with the one dude who I opened the door on.
Mhm.
Let's not talk about that. And then the
Yeah.
bringers of woe come.
That's what you get.
Uh,
That's what you get for going off brand, Carlos.
Next time on Dark Sun, will we bring the woe, or will the woe be brought to us?
Did they really do 23 damage?
has been
I'm
brought.
not sure.
I'm ready
believe
to
that.
intimidate
Woe
this
and-
half-orc into fighting on our side, is all I'm saying.
Well, guys, we break the statue and then we have woe in pieces.
I think I speak for Aline and myself when I say, woe is me.
Well, thank God this is over.
You really did.
Steve, you took the words right out of my mouth.